Hey there, Jed Coburnus here from jedcoburnus.com, and welcome to Talk Therapy. So, it was a great weekend of happy birthday to my daughter Molly. It was a fun weekend of jumping on the bouncy house. Totally crazy fun. And, here we are. Back at it, getting it done, having an awesome day. I tweeted something out yesterday saying it's a fun weekend, but when every day is the best day of your life or the greatest day of your life, it just keeps getting better and better. And that's, I stand beside that, or I stand for that, because today is the best day of my life. Yep, I say it every day. I write it every day. I believe it every day. And that's where it's at. That's what you gotta be. You gotta do it, write it, see it, believe it, think it, whatever it is. You're just doing it. I feel like this video is gonna be very shaky today. Sorry about that. But that's just how it's gonna be. So we're speeding past this big, massive sprayer. That was kind of funny, kind of fun. Huge sprayer. Driving at 7:30 in the morning, like you're a farmer, should be able to pick whenever you are available to do that. Do it like 4 in the morning when nobody's driving. Everybody starts work either at 5:30 or 6, sometimes 7. But farmers gotta work too, right? So Talk Therapy, it just gives me the chance, the opportunity to get my ego out of the way, get the analytical mind, I think that's what we'll call it. Just that voice, right? Just that voice that sits there and says, no, you can't do it today. Nope, maybe tomorrow. How about tomorrow? Yep, let's do it tomorrow. Yeah, and then you listen to it and you're like, shit, yeah, I don't want to do this today. Let's do this tomorrow. And then you really get to start thinking about what's happening. Why are you feeling the way you're feeling? And you get down to the nitty-gritty, the dirt, the exact feeling that, okay, this is why I'm feeling the way I am today. That's why I like Talk Therapy, because it really gets you to open up, really gets you to think about what's happening. And I mean, I don't have much to say, but I have, at the same time, a boatload to say. And boatload, that's funny, I just realized I say a boatload a lot. That's kind of my thing. Sorry. Yes, I am a little tired from the weekend. But, not really. But I am. But not really. I know, not much inspiration happening today. It's more or less just hitting record. It's more or less just getting out there and understanding who you are. That's the point. People are trying to understand what I do as far as my job, right? And not many people have heard of an exercise physiologist. They know what a personal trainer is because of the media. Biggest Loser probably started the whole personal trainer phase as far as my era goes, but an exercise physiologist is one on top of that, right? Like personal trainer, physiologist. It's just their next level of education and experience. and then it's ergonomics. Well, everybody understands ergonomics only to a certain point. So after you get past the whole physiologist thing, you think of ergonomics, and you're like, oh, so sit up straight, and don't use your back, bend it, you lift from your knees and not from your back. It's like, well, yeah, but do you really understand what that means? Sorry. Do you really understand what that means as far as ergonomics? Do you understand that musculoskeletal disorders, MSDs, happen because of decreased oxygenated blood to the muscle source? Meaning you've cut off the pathway somehow, some way, because of your body alignment, right? Like, really, when it comes down to pronation and supination, like this, okay? So if you pronate, your palm is down. If you supinate, your palm is up. So how to remember that is if you serve a cup of soup, you're supinating, right? And supination is the grip that you always want to be at, because when you're right here, your radius and your ulna, these two bones right here, are parallel, right? As soon as you pronate, you actually cross those two bones. And now it's not a problem for every day. It's not a problem for your common tasks. But if you're doing a job that's repetitive and over and over and over again, that's where tennis elbow comes in. You're messing with all of those nerves and tendons and all that fun stuff. That's where all of that happens. So if you can find grips in doing stuff in supination, you're going to decrease a lot of injury. You're going to prevent a lot of injury, and you're actually going to increase circulation to your hand, to your wrist, to your elbow. And that's what I do. I find ways to keep oxygenated blood, fresh, healthy blood, to your muscles. And then on top of that, especially in the production setting, I strive to challenge the mindset of employee and not necessarily change, but let's just call it manipulate the thinking process, going from employee to athlete. Because what do athletes do, right? They train, they lift heavy stuff and put it back down, they work long hours, and then they recover. Well, what do production people do? They train, aka work, lift heavy stuff, and put it back down. Right? I mean, it just goes along the exact same path. Work really long hours, and then recover. But there isn't a lot of recovery there if you're not in the right mindset for it. Like a pitcher, what's the first thing he grabs after he's done pitching? A beer, right? Which we probably got that figured out. But what's the second thing then? Ice, right? He'll ice that shoulder. We're athletes. We're the exact same. Production workers, we are athletes. Now the pay grade, right? That's what I hear most, is the pay grade. It's not the same. But that's mindset, right? The mindset of your athleticism. You may not consider yourself an athlete yet. That's okay, you'll get there. As soon as you hold yourself to a higher standards, then your surroundings will become just the same. I feel like I'm preaching today, but I think that this is what's on my mind, This is my talk therapy, you know, like this is what I want to put out there in the world today, because I feel like some people might want to hear it. That's what it's about. Ergonomics, an exercise physiologist. That's what I look for. I look for all of the open pathways. Because as soon as you close them off, you're decreasing the oxygenated blood. You're decreasing the potential to stay in motion. You decrease that, you're gonna get hurt. Now, the crazy part about musculoskeletal disorders, MSDs, is it doesn't happen overnight. It takes days, weeks, months, sometimes years. And then all of a sudden you're, 5, 10, 15, right now I've heard 13 a lot, 13 years into your job, and you're like, I've always done it this way. I get it. You're the expert. I get that you've done it like this way forever. And you know your job better than me. But I know my job. I know from the neck down. And let's work together on putting that together. How about that? Too many togethers there, but you know what I'm saying. You got the mechanical side, I got the behavioral side. Let's meet in the middle. We'll get there. That's a big deal. If you're 10 years away from retirement, would you want to retire with a strong, healthy body versus a beat up, crippled, curled up, painful, destroyed body? I know I wouldn't. So that's what it is. That's what I do. Hopefully people in this world can understand that and grasp onto it. Think about the next time you lift with your legs and not your back, what that means. So as always, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. Bye for now.